In other countries, this conversation would be illegal. Wessel de Boer is telling students how to go about squatting a vacant house. This is known as kraken in Dutch, and it's still perfectly legal. Wessel de Boer's weekly briefings held in his own squatted house are always crowded.
I was born in Amsterdam, and I know how hard it is to find somewhere to live here. I've only ever had short-term rentals for 3 months, or even less. And then I had to move. Squatting is a last resort for me.
De Boer and a group of friends squatted this house over a year ago and wasted no time spraying the kraken symbol on the facade. Squatting is legal in the Netherlands on one condition, that the property has been vacant for at least 1 year. Wessel estimates more than 9,000 students in Amsterdam alone are searching for accommodation. He keeps an eye out for empty property, like this former tram depot. There are plenty of vacant buildings in Amsterdam, so why aren't they rented out?
I think part of the reason why there is no affordable housing in Amsterdam, or not enough for everyone to live in, is that there is a lot of speculation with houses indeed, which means owners see it as a commodity, as something they can trade in, and not as a bare necessity for people to live in. So it can be very lucrative for them to leave it empty for a while, so it gains in value and then sell it off.
In recent years, rents have soared in central Amsterdam. A one-room flat without a bathroom goes for €400 a month. Students like Wessel see squatting as the only way of finding a decent place to live. But it won't be for much longer. In The Hague, a number of parliamentarians, led by Brigitte van den Berg of the pro-business VVD party, have proposed legislation to ban squatting.
We believe that the right to property is an important part of our social order, and it needs to be better protected. Hands off what is not yours. That's the message of the law we're proposing.
She denies the law could create problems for students and people on low incomes.
We have enough public housing in the Netherlands, 2.4 million homes. That's 1/3 of the housing in the country. We do enough for people on low incomes.
Wessel de Boer begs to differ. He's studied urban planning and believes squatting has its place in society.
I always had a fascination for the city and how it influences people and how people influence the city and how it develops, definitely. And I think that's very interesting. The only trouble is urban planning mainly taught me how to redevelop the city and make it accessible for mainly rich people to live in the city centre. And I think squatting is a good way of making sure that everyone can live in the city, and the city is meant for everybody and not just for people with money.
He and his friends are determined to fight to uphold the right to squat. This evening, they're off to a demonstration in central Amsterdam. The protesters want the politicians to understand how much the right to squat means to them. They also want to show that they have no intention of accepting any ban.
I don't think squatting will stop after the ban is introduced. If you look at other countries, there is squatting as well. And it's not something that's specifically for the Netherlands, and squatting will continue.
The law the demonstrators want to stop is currently being considered by the Dutch Senate. It's unclear when it will be passed, but elections are scheduled for this June, and a decision before then is highly unlikely.